We now have the federal government has a monopoly over direct student loans. They used to have loans that private banks and lenders would put out and would be guaranteed by the federal government. Starting in July 2010, thanks to language that was in the Health Care and Education Reconciliation Act, which was part of the Obamacare law, the federal government only loans the money directly to students. So that $806 billion are loans that the federal government has made for students to go to school. That's money owed to the U.S. Treasury.
800 billion?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they'll get it back. Unless of course, you volunteer for service.
The slaves who can't never own a home or do anything they're supposed to do.
Right.
We had a guy who's about 30 years old. He was working at Mevio. He was one of the operators of the TriCaster and some other stuff.
What's his name?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
And I said, so where do you live? Somehow in the conversation, he says this guy's like 30, late 20s at least. He's he's bitching about something. He's bitching about his roommates. Plural. There's 3 or 4 guys living in this small place. And he's moaning about it. I said, why don't you just get your own place? He says, I can't afford it. So why? He says, student loans. Apparently all the money he made at Mevio had to go to pay off his loans.
Yeah.
And he just didn't have any money. And he says, I don't know when I'm ever going to pay it off.
Well, this is like all the kids in L.A. who are Christina's friends. None of them want to be on a real payroll job. They want to do all kinds of gigs, I guess you'd call it. Because the minute they get on some kind of payroll, they show up. That's when the government comes in to take the money back.
Yeah.
So they just want little gigs, freelance type stuff, goofing around.
My advice to these kids: you're down in L.A. There's a lot of opportunities down there for what I'm going to describe.
Okay.
Fake social security number and false ID with a different name. You can get the social security number for some dead guy. Whatever the case is, start using that, and then you can make some money. And then what's the worst that can happen? You get busted for false identity. And what is that going to amount to?
I don't know. That can't be good. I think it might be bad.
Well, at some point you can flip it. You go, I'm going to be myself again and ditch all the other characters.
No, the obvious,
multiple people.
The obvious out is go into government service. That's how they, if you do, 5 years, then 30% of your loan goes away. If you do it for 10 years, 50% of your loan goes away.
Work for the government for the rest of your life.
Well,
just a bad gig.
Yeah, yes, that would be correct. Exactly right.
Except you have to work with douchebag managers. Like the government worker, the classic bad manager is in the government. This is pretty much a known fact.
What is coming up this week, John? What do we got to be looking for? When does everyone get back in session? Is that coming up? Because I'm so tired of nothing going on. I mean, I need some legislation to read. I need some documents.
I know. It's been terrible. And I think as the show is suffering. Let's see.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, okay, it's not really suffering. Legislative. We always have good stuff. Legislature.
I know in Austin they get back the legislature is coming back this coming week. I met a lobbyist the other day.
I think they're coming back just in time to switch over to the new guys.
Yeah, oh yeah. There's a lot of stuff that has to be done.
It's got to be this month some point, maybe in the next few weeks.
Well, what will be happening, this was kind of funny to see. We have new committees and new people running it. We talked about that douchebag from Texas who, what's his name, Hurd. Did you ever look into him? Will Hurd?
No. I've been meaning to.
Congressman Devin Nunes, I presume that's how you pronounce it. Nunes, Nunes, who is from California, Republican. He will be the incoming chairman of the Intelligence Committee. And he announced that Jeff Shockey will be the new staff director of the committee. Shockey is a lobbyist for Academy.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, his firm... Not a huge one, but his firm...
When are these guys going to... When is the public...
I thought that was illegal.
These guys out. Yeah, probably. I don't know.
His firm earned $80,000 in 2014.
That's not much.
No, it's a small time, but still, he's going to be staff director of the Intelligence Committee.
I guarantee you that the money number will go up.
Yeah. He also I don't know if he represents or must be represented, General Dynamics. Oh, of course, our favorite, Koch Industries.
Koch brothers!
Northrop Grumman.
What's his first name?
His name is Jeff Shockey, Shockey. Also, there was no Matt and Marie show. There were no briefings. Everyone just effed off, and left us hanging.
U.S. lobbyist and congressional staffer. Almost his entire career has been spent either working for Jerry Lewis, representative, or the former representative Bill Lowry's lobbying firm, Copeland, Lowry, Yaquez, Denton, and White. He's in the middle of a federal investigation. Well, that doesn't sound right.
Perfect time to bring a guy in. Wow.
Allegations of corruption.
Wow. Well, there you go. It's the Republicans' turn.
Shadow Puppet Theater.
Don't think they're any better than the Democrats. They're just as shitty.
Yep.
The elite news, real news. Harry, what's his face?
Reid? Harry Reid?
Yeah, he had a pretty bad accident.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, his face, facial bones broken.
I missed this.
Okay, so here's the excuse du jour.
Harry Reid accident. Hold on.
Well, you can read it. I can share it with...
Yeah, you talk.
Broke his ribs and facial bones when a piece of exercise equipment malfunctioned. That's what they call it. Exercise equipment malfunction during a workout at his Nevada home. From what I understand, it was one of those rubber bands, and the rubber band snapped, and then he fell, and then something fell on top of him, but he broke his face. That doesn't sound right. I think...
It doesn't sound right at all. And most of those rubber bands, as far as I know,
it's not gonna
I know it's the case with many of them, when they break, they don't break violently.
No. But even those things breaking, I don't think I have ever really heard of that happening. Do you think
a number of ribs and bones.
Isn't it maybe just a message?
This is definitely a message.
Wow.
Huh.
But he's outgoing. He's
outgoing head, but he's still going to be in office.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah, also just trying to get some analysis on...
You can't go to a website and look at anything before some damn video starts playing.
Yeah, well, you got to use Ghostery or some of those blockers. Yeah.
That's interesting that Harry Reid got beat up.
The first thing I thought was...
Sounds like a beatdown, too, because all the face and the rib. Did a couple of rib shots with a baseball bat and then punch with the brass knuckles.
No kneecap, huh? But
next.
He is in Nevada, after all. I think someone roughed him up.
Yeah, that's what I think. It could be from some Nevada politics, though. Nevada.
It could be local. This... International Criminal Court is back in the news again with...
he also had bruising around the eyes.
Just exercise equipment, everybody.
Dislocated his shoulder. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. This is in 2011. What? He also suffered major injuries while slipping and falling in the rain while running outside his Washington abode, resulting in a dislocated shoulder and a bruise around his left eye. Oh, this guy's a magnet for something.
Wow. That's cool.
Well,
politics getting hard and heavy.
Yeah, I guess so.
The Palestinian Authority, Mahmoud Abbas, signed the Rome Statute, which means the Palestinian Authority now is a member of the International Criminal Court. And that will be their idea with this, of course, is to take Israeli officials to International Criminal Court. This thing is and let us reiterate, no one has ever been convicted in International Criminal Court. I think there's not a single case.
It's just a threat. One of these days.
Yeah. One of these days.
One of these days, and it's going to be something screwy, like they're going to take the international court and they're going to make it so the euro has to abide by it, and then they're going to have, then the Europeans will be, then George Bush gets arrested.
I tell you,
There'll be a complaint.
No, I think it won't be for that. It will be for citizens, who use the internet to bully people.
Well, maybe.
Send you to the International Criminal Court.
Well, I don't see Dick Cheney in any hurry to go visit France.
That's for sure. And then this non-story, which I'm surprised everyone kept sending this. Prince Andrew, Jeffrey Epstein. This is 2 years old, this story. That this Epstein had underage girls. And Clinton was there, too.
This is an old story.
Why
I
is
don't know why it
Clinton
cropped up again?
Yeah, why is Clinton not being named again? He was there.
The article I read, he was named.
Yeah, but the headline is Prince Andrew.
Yeah. Well, Clinton's a good man.
Yes, he is. This Epstein's no good, though. Man, what a douche knuckle.
He's a pimp.
If only everybody knew how things really, really work. If only we could get some of that once in a while.
That's not going to happen.
All right, John.
Besides that, it probably comes in with a little of the Harry Reid action.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
I have actually, I do have a, just because it's Sunday. Are you going up today?
No. Go on 11th.
Watch it dirty bleed, it's tough for man.
iPhone, schmyphone.
And I actually have news about a phone.
Okay.
This is just a commercial that I heard. When I saw this commercial, I heard it. My ears perked up. That is part of the new commercial, a tease for the brand new Asus phone. Now, of course,
what did it say?
well, I had to listen to it a couple of times because it's going pretty fast, and it's not really a standard tone. Optical zoom is what that spells out.
Oh, optical zoom. Mm-hmm. All right.
I found it fascinating that they used Morse code in a tease.
Just to get the worst kind of nerd.
I mean, seriously, hams are cheap bastards.
Yeah, hams aren't going to buy that phone.
Why would you do this?
Free.
Or is this to get kids go, hey, wait a minute, that's Morse code. I can probably find a translator on it. I don't know. Why would they do this?
Maybe to promote the use of Morse code. This is what you've been doing.
I wish.
You've been promoting it.
I got all the way to Honolulu on sideband with a new test I'm doing with an indoor antenna.
You going to get a QSL card?
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah. The 10-meter band has been off the hook. Conditions are great, John. Skip is everywhere.
Huh.
All right. Give me something to play out, man. Let's go. I'm falling apart here.
Well, here's the migrants on the boat story, which has a number of little details I found fascinating.
With Europe being a preferred option for some Syrian refugees, but this inevitably puts a strain on host nations. Italy is now processing the 360 Syrian migrants who survived a 5-day ordeal aboard the cattle transporter Ezzedine, which had been abandoned by its crew. They too recount an incredibly difficult journey.
The Ezzedine lies finally in dock, the blankets of its migrant passengers strewn across the deck, but you need to go inside to get a proper look at the terrible conditions on board. The Ezzedine is equipped to transport cattle, with cages open to the outside. 360 people crowded in here in the cold and wet. Personal belongings lie abandoned. A stairwell is littered with rubbish. Downstairs, the hold, where many of the travellers huddled in darkness. The crew abandoned ship mid-sea, leaving the bridge ransacked. Arriving in the south of Italy on Friday night, the migrants were tired but relieved. The passengers, all from Syria, were finally on dry land. The evacuation took more than 3 hours, the end of an ordeal.
How was the trip? It's very difficult. From 11 days. 11 days? From 11 days.
families travelling together, many of them with babies.
These people have gone 5 days without eating, without any electricity. It was really grueling.
Many passengers say they boarded in Mersin in Turkey. Human traffickers had organised the trip at a cost of several $1,000s each.
I paid $3,000. I paid $7,000.
Italian authorities have now taken them